it's Claire from Aurora Face and Body Art, and together with Havering Council we'd like to bring you a new Easter face painting tutorial. So if I just set up my camera, which probably isn't going to go in the right place that I want it to be in. I'm going to do things slightly differently today. So if you're used to seeing my face painting tutorials, normally I'm in it, but I figure I'm going to try and just focus on the design today. So we're going to be doing this lovely chick. So if you did join my Easter tutorial last year, then you'll know that we did a bunny rabbit. Now I'm sure that'll still be available on Havering Facebook page if you'd like to scroll back and try the bunny as well if you missed it last year. But yeah, we're going to be doing a chick today. So I'm just going to wipe this off. I'm going to be doing it on my board because it's just a little bit easier for me. But you're welcome to do it on your own face, on a family member's face, or if you don't have any face paints, then you can do something similar to what I'm doing today and either print out a plain face on a piece of card, or you can draw just the outline of a face and then paint in normal water-based paints. So what you're going to need is a sponge. You're going to need some relatively thin brushes. Now you only really need one, but I'm going to use 3 because I'm just a bit extra and I like to use 1 per colour. And you're going to need some water. You're going to need a yellow face paint, an orange face paint, and potentially a black and a white, depending on how much detail you want to put in. So I'm going to start with my sponge and just go straight to the yellow. And what you want to do is sponge around your eye area and including on top of your eyelid, you can, or whoever it is that you're painting, and just go all the way down to the nose. So this face paint doesn't cover the whole face, just kind of covers the top half, which I think is better because generally all my face paints don't really cover the mouth because they don't really last very long. As soon as you lip your lips, then it just looks totally different. So just going to keep it nice and clean, and then this one's more likely to stay on for a lot longer. So this is the kind of shape that you want to create. I'm just going to wipe this a little bit off here because I went over a little bit there. So you want to have a bit of space around the edge of your face as well. So from when I showed you the design at the beginning of the tutorial, you'll notice that I've put on the outline. So if you go all the way up to the hairline, then you're not going to have any room for the outline. So make sure you just go halfway up the forehead and then just leave a tiny bit of room on your cheeks. Okay, so once you've done that with the yellow, you're then going to take you're going to get your orange. And you want to go just kind of underneath the corner of your eye and arch upwards over the nose. It's really hard to do a straight line over the nose anyway. But yeah, you just want to do an arch up and then all the way down to the tip, kind of curved triangle outwards, kind of like that, and then colour it in. Okay, so you end up with something like this. I'm just going to kind of round out the tip a little bit. You don't want really sharp edges because this is going to be your beak. Okay, and then you're just going to do 3 little lines going all the way into the centre of the very top there. Okay, and that's going to be the outline of your beak. So you're going to stick with your orange. We're just going to outline the chick a little bit. So we're going to create nice little fluff. They're really soft and fluffy chicks. So we're just going to create little tufts of hair that just comes out nice and soft. Probably use the brush that's too thick for this. But yeah, the thinner the brush, it's got a nice little point on the end. Oh, I'm just sticking my finger in it. Yeah, if it's got a point on the end, then you're going to find it a lot easier. And then just curve round as you get to the nose, and again on the other side, curve it round. Make sure they're nice curved flicks that you're doing. You don't want it to be too straight. it round. There you go. And that's like the basic outline of your chick. So what I also like to do, just because this area ends up being quite bare in the middle, is just go almost from the tip of your eye all the way up to the arch of your eyebrow and curve around. Again on the other side, and this is literally nothing more than just to add a little bit more interest to the design, because unlike a tiger or something that's got kind of stripes or spots on it, there's not anything else that kind of distinguishes a chick. Okay, so that can be your basic chick. You can leave it like that if you want to. Okay, but if you'd like to add a few more details, then I would go back to your sponge. So you can see on this side I've got yellow, but this side's bare, so I'm going to use this side, and I'm just going to put a tiny bit of pink. So you don't want the pink too wet. Just want to get like a tiny, I mean even that's probably a bit too much, so I'm just going to dab it off on my towel a little bit, and we're going to give our chick some rosy cheeks. You can even do this in blusher if you've got any blusher. Just nice light dabs, just to give your chick some rosy cheeks. There you go, like this. And then we're going to take our black. So you want a nice thin paintbrush for this, a nice point on the end. Load up your black face paint. We're going to firstly outline the beak. So you want to pretty much go all the way around the beak, just giving it an outline. Make it stand out a little bit more. And then we're going to give some nostrils. It's just a little bit wider where the opening of the nostril would be, and then just flick the paintbrush so that it goes nice and thin at the end. Alright, and then we're pretty much going to do exactly the same around the outside. Now again, this is an optional step, just depends on how detailed you'd like to make your design. Now I'm not going as thick with the black. I want the orange to be the thickest bit, but then just add a little bit of black into it, and this will make the design look even more kind of fluffy. So as you can see, there's no real I'm not being very precise with where I'm going with this. Okay, there we are. And finally, again, another optional step. If you have a white face paint, then we're going to go in with a white now, and we're pretty much going to do the same with that. So we're going to go around the outside with the white. Do this nice and quickly. You can take your time, have a practice. You can also obviously pick different colours if you like. Chicks are normally yellow, but you could do a different bird if you want to do a different bird. But as you can see, it's just adding a bit more texture to our bird. And then finally, just on the inside of this orange line, we're going to highlight it with white. Now, if your paint's still wet, which is what mine is, it kind of blends in. So you can always give it a bit of time to dry if you want before you go in with your white, and that'll make your white stand out a bit more. And if you really want to be extra, you can just add a couple of highlights on the beak. Okay, and there you go. Now of course you can add, you'll see at the beginning of the tutorial my chick had a little flower here, so you can put whatever else you like on your chick. This is the basic outline, but if you want to add flowers, if you want to add little Easter eggs around, then yeah, go for it, it's your design. So yeah, if you do attempt this, I'd love to see your pictures if you'd like to comment on this post with your pictures. And I hope everybody has a lovely Easter, and hopefully I will see you at an event very, very soon. Thank you very much, guys. Bye.